Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing here. Today I'm going to show you one of my recently dead hardcore characters, and so you guys can understand what it takes to build a softcore character in Path of Exile. So, you want to get some health. This is like too much health for softcore, but it's alright. I'm just recently new in this territory, so that's alright. Basically, the main concept is you want to find an ability that does a lot of damage. You want to link it with stuff that makes it do more damage. You want to stack the crit damage, and then use diamond flasks. So diamond flasks are really cool because you always crit during the duration, but the duration is very short. That's why it's more or less balanced. Mostly less balanced. But what you want to do is you want to figure out how the crit multipliers work in this game. And this is something I found out quite recently. It's pretty cool. Basically, if you have no gear, and let me just take off the gear that gives me crit damage. If you have no gear whatsoever, you have 150 critical strike multiplier. But there is a critical strike damage gem. This is the one right here, plus 20%. And this one gives me 130 increased critical strike multiplier. But of course, this is Path of Exile, this is not Diablo. It doesn't add 130 to 150. It multiplies 150 by 2.3. It adds on another 130. So this should be like, well over 300. And the reason it's not is because this one is linked just to elemental hit when this is my default attack. So if I switch over to elemental hit, you'll see 345%. And if I have another item that has increased global critical strike multiplier, like the quiver, it adds the 33 from that, plus the 130 from that, and then does all that good stuff right there. However, the interesting part, which was actually confirmed as a bug yesterday by one of the devs while I was streaming, but nonetheless is still currently working, when you have critical strike multiplier on the weapon itself, it multiplies everything again. So this 100 crit strike multiplier bonus is not added on to these, it's multiplied by all the existing crit multiplier. The reason I'm using this weapon as opposed to any other is because this unique has an unusually high crit multiplier. I believe the most you can get on the weapon itself is 35, but if you get a rapier, I think it'd have a bonus 35 in addition to the 35 on it, so you can have about 70, I think. But it's not really that much as opposed to this, where you can have 100, and this is a very low level item, and this is a bow marauder, so I don't have very good dexterity, and it kind of matches up on those, so I decided to use this item, and you can see my crit damage goes from 395 to 789. It doesn't exactly double it, likely because of some rounding issues. But this character is a lot like the Bow Templar that I've had in the past, and I just go for all the elemental nodes and all the good stuff. The main difference, which separates this from the hardcore characters and enlisted in the softcore bracket, is I don't have bonus max resist. I don't use the resist aura, and in addition to that, my resists are terrible. So I use the fire, the cold, and the lightning. And it's pretty good stuff. Basically, my main attack is Elemental Hit, which chooses a random element. So when I'm versus a Reflect mob, which is the #1 killer of hardcore characters, if it picks Lightning, I take a lot of damage back, because you can see I take like 816, and the first part of Elemental Hit is base lightning damage. So that 381 is then modified by all of my elemental damage nodes, all of my projectile damage nodes, and then again multiplied by weapon elemental damage. And all of that is not shown on the tooltip, so in fact I think I can hit for like 2k lightning damage or something, but that's not really all of it. This is with, let me see if it says here, my chance to crit, 5%. So DPS 1800, which is not accurate because it doesn't include the modifiers on the first part of the ability, with 5% crit and 800 crit multiplier. Now what happens when I pop a diamond flask is the DPS goes to 11,000. And this is really cool because in addition to doing a lot of damage, one of the main issues in this game is Against bosses, a lot of specs are pretty ineffective, and a lot of the specs that are ineffective in this way are not very good with doing shock stacks or freeze to high life targets. So you guys know, like the dual spark totem, all that kind of stuff. Stacking the shock effect is really good, but the duration of the shock is based on the proportion of the damage relative to the number of hit points the mob has. And when it comes to like a boss, it's not going to do much because you're not doing enough damage to shock the target, or to shock the target for any significant duration. So you don't really end up doing more damage. But if I pop a Diamond Flask and use Elemental Hit, I will do enough damage. So because of that, I can shock stack the bosses and they get absolutely destroyed. And so do I when they reflect damage. And that's why I'm a softcore character. Have a look. Alright. You want to see how fast I kill Brutus? How many hits do you think, Zoldyck? My guess is 3. I think I can kill him in 3 hits.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, let's see if I stay alive for 1, because I'm just going to face tank him.
Using any curse?
Yep. 2.
Now your spirit will be the plaything of the ancestors, slave master.
Refresh my diamond flasks. And she's dead.
The waiting is over, Merveil. Go to your husband.
You guys like my strategy? Oh, I got him. It was like 5 hits though. I feel like if I crit, I'm still gonna die right now. I don't know how to kill his mom.
Oh wow, it's a pretty tough spot.
If I had good resist, I'd just do it, but... I don't know what to do. Should I just go for it? Fuck it, it's only beta.
One shot into that, he's dead.
Oh. I pressed the wrong button.
Whoa, whoa.
That wasn't even a diamond flask. It was just me getting meleeed a lot. Let me regen my shit here.
Alright, first hook up chain to your elemental hit, pop a diamond flask, and then shoot it now. Then they're gonna survive. Oh my god.
One shot.